That front camera is really helpful for steep driveways and curbs because this car is fairly low. You can see that it hits almost every parking stopper, but it's just above it. And in this video, I want to talk about how my perspective shifted for the 2021 Mazda 3 2.5 turbo all-wheel drive. I learned how to drive on a Mazda 3 hatch. I really wanted a Mazda 3 hatch, and then I really wanted a Mazda 3 speed hatch, which was front-wheel drive, came with manual, and had a bunch of torque steer. I owned a 2015 Mini Cooper S, after that a Volkswagen GTI Mark 6 with a DSG, and now I own a Fiat 500 Abarth. So when Mazda announced the Mazda 3 2.5 turbo with 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque, man was I excited. And if we put it in sport mode, you can see that it's got some good pickup, but it lacks any sort of drama. And I mean all the drama. There is no exhaust noise. There's no intake noise. That sound you just heard is piped in, but that's okay. I finally, after 6 days of driving this car, understand why it only comes with an automatic. It's a 6-speed auto. They don't even offer a manual. And that's because this is not a Mazda Speed 3 successor. This is a luxury car. Mazda is changing what Mazda is at its DNA, except for the Miata, and you know what? That's okay. When I hopped into this car and I touched the elbow pad right here, it was soft. And when I looked at the leather with the stitching and I looked up here, it was nice and soft. And the interior looks great, and you can even feel each notch when you turn the air conditioning up and down. And you can really know that it's not an enthusiast car, because if you go into manual shifting, the only place where you see what gear you're in is right there in the center of that gauge, very small, very low, and you cannot enlarge it by any means. So this car is a luxury hatch with power. It is not a sporty hatch with luxury, and that's okay. In all honesty, this reminds me a lot of the Lexus IS sedan. And I think that's pretty cool. For about $25,000, you can have a car with a beautiful interior that also has a great Bose sound system that also gets close to 30 miles to the gallon. Now, I've been driving it in sport on a mix of various roads, and it handles well with all-wheel drive. It does really well once you have some speed and momentum, but it feels a little bit slow off the line, although it has a 0 to 60 of less than 6 seconds, which is very impressive and even faster than the GTI. It feels a little bit sluggish, and it weighs almost 3,400 pounds. If you change your perspective and you think about it as a luxury car that also has radar cruise control and traffic jam assist, which means lane keeping assist under 40 miles an hour, which I find very interesting, then it's a great car. It's also got features like this 360 camera, so we can see the front of the car. We can see on the sides. It's got mirrors that have cameras built into it. It's got sensors in the front and the back, and you have various infotainment displays here, some of which are very busy like this one, and then you have a much simpler screen here where you can set the distance for your radar cruise control. One of the things I noticed is that the materials here seem to scratch really easily, this plastic here, but the rest of the materials feel very nice. You also, of course, get start-stop, you get Apple CarPlay, you get heated steering wheel and heated seats, and what you'll find interesting, but not that surprising if you've seen other newer Mazdas, is it has Apple CarPlay but no touchscreen. So this is not a touchscreen. The only way to interact with it is with that controller in the middle there, and then we can move the controller left and right. We can scroll through the options, so if we wanted to go to our music, we could hit this button here, or we could hit the home button to go back. Mazda says it's for safety and to keep your eyes off the screen, but honestly, it keeps my eyes there longer because I have to scroll through all the options. I can't just slide through and tap. So overall, the Mazda 3 2.5 turbo is a nice luxury car. In the back, you do have space, even for adults. I'm 5'8". I have the seat comfortably adjusted for myself, and I can fit in there with no problem, except the headroom is a little bit low, and that also makes getting in and out of it a little dangerous. I actually hit my head hopping into the back of the car to film this shot, and almost got concussed. So be very careful when you're getting into the back of this car. In terms of cargo room, you've got plenty of it thanks to the hatch. It is a little bit low for what I expected for a hatchback, but it's still plenty of room, especially compared to a sedan. And if you want to put your foot down, it gets up to speed very quickly. It's just, it doesn't want to make you speed at all. It actually makes me want to turn off sport mode, turn on some relaxing music, and just enjoy the car. It is a smooth ride. It's very plush. If I open the sunroof here, you'll see that it is very quiet once it opens, almost as if it isn't even open at all, and you just have a nice breeze. So if you enjoyed this video of the Mazda 3 2.5 Turbo, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see me driving it a little more intensely with various camera angles, I'll probably upload that video as well. So check it out in the links in the description, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.